In the sandbox area, I started with a basic shape by right-clicking on the ground, going to build, being sure I have a cube, clicking the cube. Then I wanted to change the shape, so I hit Control and Shift, made it larger. Then I hit Control alone and rotated it a little bit, and hit Control and Shift again and moved it so that it was skinnier. I then went up to Textures and I clicked on Texture and I deleted the texture so that it was now essentially a white box. With this white box, I then click Select Face, make sure that I was in the front, and let me use Control to rotate it again a little bit. Oops, I have to turn back to Edit. Using Control to rotate it so I just see it straight on. And I'm going to put on full bright to make it a little prettier. I went into Texture and went down to add some media. And oops, it's warning me multiple faces are still selected, so I'm clicking OK. And we're going to go back. I seem to have deselected that. Now I should be able to type in a website, and I'm going to pick Empire State College. I could apply it in the background, but I'm going to say OK. And now I can scroll in by clicking and hovering over the website and then coming in closer, and you can see the scrolling of the image. To make my website fancier, I right-click on the ground, click Build, and I'm going to find some wheels. So I click on this shape, and then I'm going to click the ground. And okay, I've got a kind of strange wheel, but I'm going to stretch it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to once again take the texture off it. And now I'm going to put a color on it. Let's just make them pink wheels. And I'll make it full bright as well. And so I now have a wheel. And I'm clicking Control on the keyboard, rotating it, and moving it more into the location that you might expect a wheel to be in. Okay, I'm going to click it around so we can see it better. Now that I have the wheel created, let's go up to World, take a snapshot, and I'm going to save it to my computer, and I'll click Save so that I can use that again. I'm going to close this so it's not in the way. Now I have one wheel. If I want to make an identical wheel, I'm going to hold down Shift and click the arrow and pull out a second wheel. Now I have two wheels. Literally pull that in front. I'm going to slide this back and forth just so you can see what I've done. Let's see how close I am. Okie dokie. I'm sort of near the wheel. You can see that as I bring this forth, my two wheels are in slightly different dimensions. So I'm going to now just raise this up. This is just a demo, but you can kind of see that I now have my website displayer sitting on top of two wheels. I'll take another picture by going up to World Snapshot. I'm going to save it on my computer. It will append the numbers, so I'm not really erasing things. Let me just close it to get it out of the way. And now I want to do an important thing. I'm going to link these all together. Now the first one is already attached, so I'm holding Shift on the keyboard. I'm clicking the other one and then the other wheel, and I'm going to go over to the menu that appears, and I'm going to put them all together by clicking Link. And once I've linked them all, I'm going to General, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call this my web viewer. And you can see I'm the creator and I'm the owner. If I thought anyone would want to buy this, I could either come down and make it for sale, put a price on it, and I would then determine whether I would allow other people to move it, or whether the next owner could move or copy it. So I'd make those choices. A very important step if you're using a sandbox is you want to be sure that you've taken a copy of what you've created. Otherwise it's going to disappear and you won't have it. So I right-clicked on the object, and if I take it, it will disappear. If I take a copy, it goes into my inventory and remains here as well. So I am now going to open my inventory, which has an awful lot of objects, but let me see what is a recent object that I have. And here's my little web viewer that I just created. I can actually pull it out and have a second copy of my wonderful web viewer. And so you can see that using these features you can start creating multiple objects. You may wonder why my new web viewer doesn't have a website on it. I haven't actually activated it for this view, so I'm going to slide my mouse over it and you'll see this sign comes up. I'm going to go to the home page and you'll see the Empire State College homepage show up, and I'm going to click the zoom button so that I can zoom in closer to see what's happening. This is a fully interactive website when I'm using the viewer for Second Life. Some of the other viewers don't show you websites, but this one does. I'm going to press escape to move back out. I am going to right-click on one of my web objects and show you something that you will be perplexed with. I'm now holding control so I can turn this around, and you'll see that I didn't do a terribly good job of lining things up. And you'll notice the back is blank because I only put the web viewer on one side. So I've now have two lovely web viewers that simulate a possible wheel and cart scenario. These are not moving wheels, and you can actually create those. And I'm just bringing it down below to show you that this is a virtual object that can be moved in many different directions.